Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing a feather tutu dress, and we're going to add lights to it, and it's all no-sew. We're going to be giving this particular tutu dress away on our Facebook page, so be sure to check us out. Now let's get started. The supplies that you're going to need to make your feather tutu skirt or tutu dress are pretty basic. You need your scissors, your trusty glue gun, a ruler or some form of measuring, your boa. Now, as to how many boas you're going to need, that's all going to depend on how full and how long your tutu skirt and tutu dress or tutu dress is going to be. I would highly recommend that you take your boa outside before you start working and shake it to remove any excess feathers. You also may want to have some type of embellishment. Depending on the boas that you have, you may still be able to see the end once you've placed it on your tool. I've got here just a little rhinestone. A lot of people use mesh, I think, but I like these rhinestones simply because once the tutu, the feather boa is attached to the tool, I can press firmly, add a touch more glue to the rhinestone, which will, seep into there, and then I can press really firmly without burning myself. Okay, now to cut your strips of your feather boa to the length that you need, make sure that you cut the excess off, because you're not going to want to put that in your measurements. This should usually happen at the beginning and at the end of your feather boa. So you take your feather boa, measure the length that you need, okay? And then you're going to find a spot that has the least amount of feathers, like a bald spot. This one's actually pretty well made, so it's not as easy to find. Okay, so you see that? That's the least amount, and then I pull my feathers apart because I don't want to get the rest of those feathers. And then you simply cut. And that's it. Now, before you start placing them on your tutu, do you see that this is like rope or threads together? I like to do this because I think it keeps it from fraying. Put just a dab of glue at the top of there. Now you're like, okay, see that? Now you're like, that looks awful. Okay, take either some excess feathers that have fallen off, or simply the feathers that are right next to it, and press down. And you can't even see it anymore. But it keeps it from fraying. You're getting the most out of it. And it looks good. So you can't tell at all. And do that to each end. Alright, now we've done all of our prep work. It's time to place that feather boa strips on our tutu. I'm going to show you real quick. Right here, this whole section right here, from here to here, I put a strip of the feathers on every other tool knot. Now it makes it nice and full, and you definitely can't see the tool underneath that skirt that you made underneath. The only thing is it's pretty pricey once you do something like that, because that's a lot of pieces of tool that you've got to cover, even if you're doing every second one. Now on this side, what I've done is every third tool knot or tool strip, I've placed the feathers, and it still looks nice and full, and you might catch a glimpse of the tool underskirt, but your tool's beautiful anyway. But it's really going to be based on what look you're going for and the price that you're looking to set, to spend. Alright, now grab your tool knot, your piece of tool, the area that you're going to work on, that you want to put that feather on, and kind of just lift it up, okay? That way you kind of know, once you put that glue on there, where you're going with it. Alright, so you're going to put your glue, you're going to find a spot where the rope is, or the string. Okay. And now the only problem is once you've fixed your your ends, it's hard to find sometimes, but you'll find it. Put a bit of glue. Okay. You can always add more, but basically you want it to set pretty quickly, and then you can go back and touch up. See if I can zoom in a bit so that you can really see this better. Okay, so I've got my glue on my feathers. You can also put it on the tulle knot. I found it to be a little bit more trouble because sometimes it would get on the skirt. Okay, I'm not the skirt, the crocheted top, and then you've got a whole other mess you've got to clean up. Now press firmly. You're going to start at the tulle knot, or right below it. I like to put it at the tulle knot because I can press more firmly without burning myself. Okay, press firmly and leave it alone. And do another piece. Now I'm skipping a lot of spots so that way you can really see, because when they're real close together you can't see very well. Alright, pick up your tulle spot that you're going to next. Do your glue. On the area. And remember, like I said, your goal first is to place it and get it to stick a little bit at least. And then you can go back and add more glue. Because if you add too much glue, what's going to happen is it's going to slide down, and then you're going to have glue all over the place. Okay, so here we are. I'm pulling this away from my crocheted top, and I'm pressing firmly right at the knot, or right underneath the knot. Now here's a prime example of what I did. I added a little bit too much glue and burned myself. But hey, that's normal for me on every video, I think. Alright, let it go, and we'll do one last piece. You're going to find that flat part where it's rope or string, however yours is made. Put a touch of glue. Okay. I forgot to find my spot already, so I'm having issues. Okay, I'm going to put this right here in the middle so you can see what it looks like when they're right close together. Okay. Find it, put it on the knot or your glue spot, okay? And this one has a lot of feathers that are long, so I'm going to have to actually go a little further down from the tulle knot because I don't want the feathers to bother the child. You can also trim it if you need to. But if you're trying to save time, just place it a little bit further down. Make sure that you're not pushing it so far down that now you have a real long piece and a real short piece. Okay, now I'm going to zoom out once I figure this out, and there you go. Okay, now let's do one last check. These are the pieces that we did just now, and that's pretty firm. And so is this one. Okay. So I don't have to add more glue. But if you need to add a touch more glue, it's not a problem. You can do that pretty easily. Okay. Look at that. Real easy. Now let's put an embellishment on it for you. If I can find one. We're going to just use a rhinestone. You can get these at any craft store. Add your glue. Now you may be looking, and I have the white glue, but I'm just using that so that it shows better. It's the fabric glue. You don't need fabric glue. You can use regular hot glue. Now this is what I was talking about, being able to press even more firmly. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay? I'm pressing firmly, firmly. Ah, the feather's in the way. And I can press more firmly and I don't have to worry about burning myself. Guys, y'all be real careful when you're working with hot glue and fire, okay? Okay, so I've shown you that there's a couple different ways that you can do your feather tutu dress or tutu skirt. You can skip around 3, 4, even 5 slots depending on how full your feathers are, and be cost efficient that way. And it still looks quite lovely, but you may once in a while see a touch of the tulle underneath. It just depends on, you know, how much it's shaking or moving or whatever. Okay? Both look lovely, and again, it's based on the look that you're going for. Now I'm going to show you how to put the the lights on your finished feather tutu skirt or dress. And then I'm going to give you details on how you can win this specific tutu from our tutorial on our Facebook page. Alright, we finished our feather tutu dress tutorial, and I'm going to add a little extra to it with adding lights. Now these little lights here have a top to it, so you can either do it the hot glue method, or you can use some embroidery floss or regular thread and attach them around your feathered tutu the way that way. I'm just going to show you the way that we use it when you hot glue it. It's really simple. These are the only thing you have to be careful of is not allowing it to the glue to penetrate that area where you have to twist it on and off, and that's it. See, and this actually gives off a lot of light, so you need less lights to really make this tutu in the be in the spotlight. Okay, so you're just going to put a touch of glue, and it's the same concept and process that we did with the feather boa strips. You are going to place it wherever you want it, and press firmly. And when I say it's the same concept as our feather boa strips, you don't have to add a lot of glue at a time. You just want to have enough glue so that it'll set. And also, if you're thinking about reusing this for something else, these lights, you're going to want to be able to take them off. You can come back around to it after it dries, it sets for a minute, and test it, make sure that, you know, it doesn't wiggle or it's not real loose. And if you need to add a touch more glue, you can do that. Alright, we'll come back and show you what it looks like in the dark. And here you have our finished lighted feather tutu dress. We've put lights throughout. It gives it a great effect. It kind of spots light all the different colors. We're going to try to show you this in the dark. It's not coming out as well as we'd like, as it would if you saw it in person, but it does capture the different colors. And here you go. See if you can see that. It's quite lovely. Last but not least, we've put the lighted feather tutu dress on our child size mannequin. That usually, the tutu dress that we just made today usually fits ages 1 to 3, but it'll be based on your child's measurements or your loved one's measurements. If you're interested in this or any custom orders like this one that we did today in tutorial, please visit our Etsy store, Naomi Inspired, and be sure to check out our Facebook page to see how you can win this specific tutu that we created together. If you like our channel, please subscribe. We could use your support.